What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. Happy to have you on here. So what do you know it? But Facebook as well has an AI developer online. So I'm sure by now you've already heard about Cursor AI, Windsurf, and all the many coding AIs that are available out there. But today we are also discovering that Facebook does have also a coder which is also online and accessible online. And if you don't know it, or as you might know it, Llama is a free AI model. So this platform, contrarily to the other ones, is totally free, and you can build your entire app here just on your browser. So it's very easy. You can go straight ahead to this URL, llamacoder.together.ai, and you have access to this coder here. So personally, I've been using different online coding platforms, Lovable and Replit and many other ones, and they have been working with varying levels of success. So, and I really appreciate them because they really help you jumpstart whatever you are doing and kind of have a working app, or at least an app that is already 80% there and you just need the 20% to complete. So, but the biggest downside about them is that you have to pay for the subscription. You have limited credits and all whatnot. So that's kind of the downside there. But with this Facebook's coding AI, I'm not sure if it is Facebook that owns it, but they definitely use the Llama model, which is from Facebook. So maybe it's another company who owns it. I don't know. So they have built this platform where you can build your app totally online and you don't have to pay for it. I just went to the website. I didn't even have to create an account, and yeah, I have it already working yet. So we're going to test it out and see how it works. But definitely my expectations are not really too high because I know it's Llama and it's not as powerful as all the other models that are out there, Cloud Sonnets and Gemini 4 and all the rest. So I don't have high expectations for that. So let's just check it out and see how it works. So just come here and you give in the prompt. You can equally choose the model you want to use, DeepSeek V3, all the different Llama models as well. You can choose the quality, high quality slower, low quality faster, and you can equally attach files to it. So yeah. So let's go ahead. I'll just give you the simple instruction. Create me a very beautiful portfolio. I am a web developer. Let's go with a front-end developer. So that's just the prompt I'm going to give it. Let's try to see what it comes out with. All right, so usually with the other ones, you will take the prompt and shift to one side of the screen while it shows the coding interface on the right side. Usually with other prompts, that's what happens. But it seems with this one, it just shows this spinner here. And I guess when the content is there, all right, so he went ahead and did that. So it takes the prompt to the left and then it shows you kind of the coding happening to the right and then the preview. So let's try to see what it's going to come out with. Okay, so it's done coding and the result has appeared. So first off, I like the design. It cuts the screen into two parts. On the left, you can see the explanation of what it's doing. And on the right, you can clearly see your content here. It's true that it could have used a little more space to preview the content, but this is not bad. And you can always click on an additional link to have it in full view. For the others, they usually had a button where you could go to a new page, but I don't seem to find it here. So, okay, so I have a URL here. We are going to try to go there and see if we can have that. The view totally in full screen mode. So let's try to see that. So, okay, yeah, it works. So you can share and you can have the view in full screen mode if you need to view all of it. So as you can see, this is what it has created just with a single prompt. So, hi, I'm Alex, a front-end developer. And it has added some basic information. All right, so from what I can see here, it's not bad. It has done a good job, actually. It has put contents, loaded concrete information, even though it has not put images. But I already find what it has done here for a first prompt not to be that bad, especially because I just used one sentence and I did add more context. So with much more information, you can go even more in depth. So you see here you have already an amazing tool which is totally free and that you can use to create already the website instantly. Just with a single line, I was able to create this whole thing here. So you can see some options. You can have the close button to close whatever you have here. You see the code button, which gives you access to all of the code it uses to create this. Already one flaw I can see here already is like it seems to be doing all of this in a single file, which is kind of a flaw, but I'm not quite sure because I don't see the folder section here. So that's a flaw. Secondly, it doesn't seem to have links to send your code to GitHub. And that could be really a major problem, So you want to be able to export your code from here so they have access to it. And if you have to be copying and pasting, it will take a lot of time. So this platform is very minimalistic. Hopefully the developers update it more. But the good thing about this is you can code your entire app just using simple prompts. You can follow up your instructions here if you want to change something, if you want to add pages, whatever you want to do, you can follow up the instructions there. Additionally, you have the options where there's a mistake. You can debug. You can just send a mistake here, and then it's going to fix the mistake and continue iterating on and on and on. So yeah, so there you have it. This is a platform that allows you to create entire websites or web apps totally online, very fast and very free. So the other ones, they will ask you to pay for a subscription, but with this one, you can do it without having to pay. So let's just try to follow up some instructions and see how it does it. So my name, for example, is Jema. Use the cyan color heavily. Add the pages should be different, not one page design. So yeah, so let's just follow up some of the instructions and see. In terms of speed, I find it to be quite fast. In terms of speed, it produces the code quite fast compared to the other ones, which took a little more time thinking over things. But this one produces the code quite fast and it loads also very fast. So in terms of speed, it's there already. So, and it also has different models. I've not tried the other models. I'm still on a DeepSeek model and it's doing a pretty good job, So yeah, so if you add more context, if you add more details or more instructions, it's going to obviously get better at whatever it's doing. So for example, here you have an error, a mistake there is there. It shows you this pop-up. And to easily fix this, you can just either copy whatever problem is there and paste it here, or you can just try to fix. If you click on try to fix, it's just going to send the error here, and then the AI will still fix it by itself. Yeah. So another mistake or another problem I see with this platform is that it generates a lot of mistakes. I don't know if it's the model I am using or it's something else, but it seems to be generating a lot of mistakes. So as you can see, I just gave a basic instruction, but it generated a lot of mistakes. So yet again, another flaw, I know you'll be finding a lot of flaws with this platform, is that you cannot change the model here. Once you start with a model, it seems like you have to stick with that model. It would have been good if we could switch the models here, because different models can be way more efficient than others. You can equally refresh if need be. If you need to refresh your app, you have a button to do that. So overall, I really like the platform simply because it is free and it does the job averagely well. But I dislike the platform too because there are so many features which are lacking. So many features which are lacking. And for a developer, a missing feature can make the difference between 4 hours of work or 2 minutes of work. So that's very important. Yeah. So it has gone ahead and made the changes I requested. And as you can see, it has not respected one of the instructions I gave, which was to use the cyan color heavily. But nevertheless, it has separated the pages. It has put the pages into different sites. It's no longer using a one-page design, but it has put the pages into different sites. Another thing is that it has not added more information. Like I cannot scroll. This is all of the front page, then the other pages. So it has just carried the elements and put them in a different place. So that's another downside. Let's try to maybe use another model, maybe another model can prove itself better. Let's go with, I don't really know this model very well. I'm not really sure which one is good or which one is bad. So let's just go with this. Build a portfolio app. Alright. Let's just say build my portfolio website. I am a front-end developer. So let's just try a different model. Maybe it'll be a little more efficient. But the DeepSeek here seems to be very inefficient. I have used DeepSeek in other settings and it has proven to be pretty good. So I'm kind of surprised about the quality of what was rendered here. So let's just try this different model and see how good it does. But definitely the Llama models are really not that performant when you compare them to other models. So I'm not really that surprised though. Yeah. So, but DeepSeek is not a Llama model, just for precision. So, but I guess they just put a name there. It should not be really DeepSeek. But anyways, let's see the other models and how they work. So, the good thing about these online platforms is that you don't have to install any modules. They just install themselves online. You just have to focus on creating the code on prompting. That's all you have to do. So you don't have to worry about dependencies, errors in dependencies, and all the rest. Whenever an error pops up, you can just click on the try to fix and then you move on. So it really goes faster as compared to having a code editor where you have to figure out where the error is from, how to fix it, and so on and so forth. So it's definitely better. Yeah. So as you can see, in a couple of seconds, it gets all of the code generated and then comes back. So like you can see, as we are witnessing right now, even the second model keeps generating so many errors. So we are just going to try the last model and see if it's going to be way more efficient than this. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's try Maverick. I really don't know how efficient all of these models are. I don't know which one is comes after the other. I just go by the numbers that are behind the names. So yeah. Yeah, but definitely this is a good platform because it's free and you can iterate as much as you want. So, but if the AI models there don't really respond, then it's pointless. It doesn't make much of a difference. So we need AI models that can really respond to the instructions and give us quality code. If not, it will be just a wastage of time. Yeah. So, but definitely this is a good platform to try yourself out. And like I said, you can prompt it infinitely. You don't have to pay for. You don't even have to create an account to use it. So that's one good thing. So okay, so it seems the last model we used seems to be way more efficient. It has been able to create it in a single prompt. The other pages are there, and they have a good design, So yeah, the other pages are there. Front end, contacts, projects. All right. So yeah, let's try to give it more prompts. Use the hello, my name is Sheila. So it's going to iterate again, and as you can see, the code generation really goes fast. I've tested different platforms, but this one seems to be the fastest. I guess because it's kind of limited in the way it produces code. Another amazing flaw such a platform has is it seems to just use a specific stack. Like I think it's React that it's using right now, and it doesn't give you the option to use different stacks of code, which is really an amazing flaw. I mean, I want to be able to use different stacks of code if I want to. I don't just want to be limited to React. So that's another amazing flaw. So I guess it's why such a platform might not really be used, even though it's very good, in my opinion. So if you cannot specify the stack you want to use, then it's going to be a major flaw. Yeah. So this is pretty much it though. Despite all the criticisms, all the criticisms I have for the platform, I do appreciate the fact that it's really trying its best. So you see the last instruction, it wasn't able to get the right color. So I really precise to use cyan color. So unless it doesn't know what the cyan color is, then I don't know what to say. But the cyan color is pretty straightforward. Cyan color. Yeah, it's just kind of this greenish color. This kind of blue greenish color. Yeah, that's the cyan color. So Yeah, so unfortunately, I would definitely not recommend this platform, but it's a good thing to check out. Maybe with time it might get better at what it does. So there you have it, an online code editor based on the Llama models, totally free to use. You don't even have to create an account. So definitely check it out. Maybe you have a better luck at using it than I did, but definitely I won't recommend this platform. That's proven to be so horrible for me. So yeah, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Catch you on the next one.